So now I want to show you a shorter version of this algorithm that many people use, and we're going to call this method 2. And I think you're going to see that this method is going to look very similar to method 1. So we're going to set up the problem the same way with our long division symbol and our dividend 741 inside the long division symbol and our divisor 3 outside the long division symbol. And we're really going to be doing the same thing that we were doing before, which is that we're going to start subtracting bunches of 3's from the dividend. And once again, we're going to start with the hundreds place. So since I have a 7 in the hundreds place, I ask myself, how many multiples of 3 can I subtract from 7? Or you sometimes hear people say, how many times will 3 go into 7? Which just means, how many times will 3 divide into 7? And the answer is 3 will divide into 7 2 times, because 2 times 3 is 6. And again, I can't go any higher than 6 because the next multiple of 3 is 9, and 9 is greater than 7. So I write my 2 here up on top of my long division symbol. I write my 2 here in the hundreds place. I write my 6 down here, again in the hundreds place under the 7. And then I subtract 7 minus 6, which is 1. Then I bring down my next digit, which is the 4 in the tens place. I bring it down here. And this bringing down step, it's really just another way of doing the subtraction that we were doing in method 1, because remember that the 6 here is really 600. So when we subtract 600, the 4 would end up coming down here after subtracting the 600 from the 741. Okay, so now I'm ready for step 2, and I ask myself the same question I asked before, which is, how many times now will 3 go into, this time, 14? And the answer is 3 will go into 14, or it will divide into 14 4 times, because 4 times 3 is 12. And again, notice I can't go any higher than 12 because the next multiple of 3 after 12 is 15, and 15 is greater than 14. So I write my 4 here in the tens column on top of my long division symbol. And 4 times 3 is 12. I write my 12 down here, and again I subtract. 14 minus 12 is 2. Now again I do my bringing down step. I bring down my last digit, this time from the ones column. And now I'm ready for my third and final step, and I ask, how many times now will 3 go into, how many times will it divide into 21? And the answer is 3 will divide into 21 7 times, because 7 times 3 is 21. Again, I write my 7 up here in the ones column. 7 times 3 is 21. I write my 21 here, and I subtract, and 21 minus 21 is 0, and I'm finished. And my answer, my quotient, which I already knew from doing the division problem before, my quotient is 247.